Hello and welcome everyone to the first episode of City Skylines with me, Shark Play Games. Now I'm finishing the center of the roundabout. I am planting some green stuff and just trying to look it better than in the previous episode. But in a moment we will try to build a great thing, a first very detailed place in my city. As you see, I am moving my trees away from the street because we will be building a cemetery, we will be building a church, we will be building a place where people can visit their lates. It is also important for me to make this place look realistic, look nice and present well. So as you see, I'm starting with taking a road. The problem is that I've got a hill. This hill is perfect for my future plans. It looks really well, but you can't simply build and place buildings on the slope. So I have to do something with the terrain. So I started to smooth it. I started to make something like a shelf on the mountain. Because I need some space for the church, which I downloaded from the Steam Workshop, and I was also looking for a community cemetery, but after the looking, I realized that the best cemetery to this place I have already in the game. So I just downloaded some graveyards, some graves, and cemetery stuff. Okay, as you saw for a moment, I was looking for the boundaries of my game, and I see that I have already 40% of trees used in my map, so I think that the environment is really green in my city. As you see, now I'm trying to smooth the terrain under the cemetery that I placed. It looks quite well on the hill. I wasn't even imagining the thing like that, but if everything will be perfectly on the same level, I think it will look really well. I noticed also that the church on the cemetery, that the cemetery has a church, and my intention was to make simply the church and the cemetery, but in this way it also looks quite well. As you see, I made a bigger space. It will help me fit in everything that I want to place there. I have in future plans also a graveyard made by myself. As you can see, I'm placing some hedgerow that will definitely help me with the look, and I also downloaded some hedgerow assets from the Steam Workshop, and I'm simply trying which one will fit the best, and I decided to use the network hedge. I can simply extend it and not to worry about the shapes, the connections between each other, and the mod move it will help me smooth everything out, and that's all. So as you can see, I also tried to make pavements, to make gravel roads. The shape of the cross was really accidentally, so it wasn't on purpose, but I think that the fences will also fit in this place. I was looking for the proper gate, and I haven't got one. So on this moment I thought that those Chinese gates will simply work, and this is the most difficult stuff. Maybe not the most difficult, but the most boring stuff, because I had to place one grave after another grave after another grave and after another grave, and I want it to look different. I want every single grave to be different. Of course, it wasn't possible, but I was simply trying. As you see, the graveyard is starting to grow. A few different shapes of and a few different styles of graves made this place looks quite similar to the real graveyards. That was the bad try with a grave. So after placing the graves and the pavements, I was going to make this place more green. As you can remember, on the real cemetery, there's a lot of trees, and I was trying to make this place looks exactly how I by myself remember the cemetery. Just a little quick save, and if you have any suggestions how to make this cemetery looks more realistic, you can let me know, because this is also the first cemetery that I'm doing by myself, so I'm ready to hear a lot of advices. Okay, so after the graves, after the trees, there's a time for benches, there is a time for lamps, for the lighting, and I was trying to make the place exactly with the church more realistic. As you see, there I also placed benches, they are also placed lamps, and some sugar maples, sugar trees on each side of the road. I want this place to look really green, but I made them too many, so I have to delete some. And now extending the order and playing on the time. I don't have the mod that can connect, that it can use roads like a energetic, like a power lines, but for me I don't need it especially. I like the style that game told us how to get the power to the buildings, and it works for me for now. Okay, so now I'm working with a little triangle near the road on the side of the cemetery. In my intention, I was trying to make a little parking around there. It wasn't any asset, I was just putting some pavements and the shapes of parking, but I think that it isn't a perfect solution, and I will be working on it for quite a while, and I think that in future I will change it somehow. This is also the starting place of the going up on the mountain. I am planning to do something with maybe a pedestrian trip or something. Oh, as you see, I hit the milestone with the industry, and this is the view of the ended church. Okay, now I'm going to the different side of the city. I'm going back to the beaches, to the commercial zones, and I found a little triangle that I will use for the entertainment purpose. This is the little triangle with the connecting roads, and this is really close to the sea, so I decided to make it a little park, a little plaza, and I was just trying to find an idea for it, and finally I decided to delete some commercial buildings and place a paradox plaza, also with the pavements around there, and I will be building everything around this paradox plaza. I was also looking at my previous plaza to see how the things can be done. So I started with the flower beds, with the flower pots. It is really hard to use them properly because they don't want to merge in the right way, and you have to move them, smooth them manually, each one and each other. I was trying to make a little closed place. The enter is only from the one side, from the side of the sea, and as you see, there are 3 places left on this plaza. In the one place, I made it a fountain square, a little fountain square with simply beaches and lamps. As you see, I was trying to make to place these beaches with a mod with a square or no circle. On the second place, I will placing a statue, and the third one, oh, there is also I work with big lightning. But on the third place, I placed the third one fountain, the smaller, but I think it will also work in this place. So it looks quite nice for me. I added some trees, I added some flower beds, I added some cages for the trees, and we are going to the end of this episode. If you like it, please comment, like and subscribe. If you have any ideas, please let me know, and see you in the next episode. Bye!